Hello and welcome to today's Daily Doughnut, which is all about prayer walking. Prayer walking is really simple. Basically, it's walking, so all you need is a comfy pair of shoes, and it's praying as you walk. It's a kind of intercessory prayer, really, because as you're walking, you're praying for the needs of the people around you in your neighbourhood or wherever you choose to walk, for the houses that are there, for the buildings, for the businesses, for the shops, and just for any need that your heart hears. And it's a really exciting thing to do, whether you choose to do it on your own or with someone else. You can do it while you're socially distancing. There is something biblical about walking the land. In the first few verses of Joshua, it says this: "I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. Your territory will extend from the desert to Lebanon, and from the great river, the Euphrates, all the Hittite country, to the Mediterranean Sea in the west." And I think the question for us is, where is it that we want God to show up? Let's put our feet where we want God's kingdom to come. Now, the 24/7 prayer movement, which has got lots of really useful tools for praying, suggests 4 things that you can remember to do when you are prayer walking. And very usefully, they begin with the letters W-A-L-K. So the first one is W, and that stands for worship. As you set off walking, begin with your eyes on Jesus. For some of you, it might be helpful to listen to a worship song. It could be helpful just to recite some verses of scripture, maybe a psalm. Maybe you could speak quietly in tongues. Basically just anything that helps you shift your focus from yourself to God. A is for ask. Flowing out of your worship, you can ask God's Spirit to fall on the streets that you're walking on the homes that you see, on the businesses, on the buildings, the schools, the care homes, the churches that you're walking past. For example, if you're walking past a school at the moment, we know because of the news that it's a really difficult time for teachers. Just pray over that and pray that God's will would be done in that situation. Now we're on to L, and L is for listen. I know that if you leave space for God to speak, he will speak to you, and it can be something really quite insignificant, like just a little thought or a word or a picture or a name of someone. It just kind of comes into your head, it just floats on your shoulder like a butterfly. So we've got W, worship, A, ask, L, listen, and K is know. Know the area that you're walking in. For most of us at the moment, we're going to be walking in our own neighbourhoods. And I tell you something, since lockdown, I've got to know where I live really, really well. Now, Ray yesterday talked to us about praying blessings. So maybe you could use some of the blessings that he suggested. I mean, a great one that's really popular at the moment is that really well-known blessing from Numbers, which says, number 6, "The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace." Now, for those of you who can't get out because you're shielding, or perhaps you aren't well enough to go out, then what I would suggest you do is that perhaps you could get a map of the area that you live in, and you could just have it out in front of you, and you could sort of do like a virtual prayer walk. And as you pray for different areas, maybe you could just place your hand on that street or on that business or on that, building or school or hospital or whatever. That's a good way of doing it. So I'd really encourage you, get your shoes on and get out there, get praying. Let's put our feet where we want God's kingdom to come.